Hello Star Wars fans, welcome to episode 10 of Journey into Legends. Today we are going to be talking about the Dark Empire trilogy by Tom Veitch. Dark Empire is a trilogy of comic runs released between 1991 and 1995 about the return of Emperor Palpatine. This storyline is very controversial, so I'm excited to jump into it. Without further ado, let's read and review. Alright, I've just finished Dark Empire 1 and I really enjoyed it. The first thing I wanted to talk about was the artwork. I really enjoyed the art by Cam Kennedy. It was simplistic, minimalistic, and colorful and gave the comic a unique, retro vibe that I really appreciated. Before I move on, careful for spoilers if you haven't read this series. This series told a very risky story where Palpatine is resurrected, Boba Fett returns, and Luke turns to the dark side. I thought the story was executed in a decent way that made these extremely risky decisions worthwhile, though I do understand the problems that people have with it. I've decided to give Dark Empire 1 a 75%. I thought it was a unique story with great art that took a lot of risks, which I can respect. Let's move on to Dark Empire 2. Alright, I've just finished Dark Empire 2 and I loved it. I was expecting the quality to dip a little bit from the first series, but in my opinion this series was a lot better than Dark Empire 1. Once again, the art by Cam Kennedy was wonderful and unique. This series introduced a lot of new elements and characters to the story. A new Jedi character named Cam Solusar, a new superweapon called the Galaxy Gun, Han and Leia's third child, Anakin Solo, and new planets like the Jedi planet of Ossus. I thought the storyline was much more competent and much better written than the first run. The focus shifted from the dark side exploits of Palpatine and focused more on the war between Palpatine's Empire and the New Republic. We also got more Boba Fett content in this run, but personally, I didn't really like the way he was portrayed here. Every time he confronted the rebels, they'd always managed to make him look like a fool before escaping. This run took less narrative risks and the story was a bit more grounded and believable. I've decided to give Dark Empire 2 an 85%. Overall, it was a much better and much more enjoyable story than Dark Empire 1. Time to move on to Empire's End. Alright, I've just finished Empire's End and boy, was it a downgrade from the first two series. Firstly, Cam Kennedy's departure from the series is a real shame because the artwork here is significantly worse than before. Secondly, this finale was completely rushed. Because of the behind-the-scenes drama between Tom Veitch and Lucasfilm, Empire's End was cut down from 6 issues to a mere 2 issues, so this series is fast-paced and rushed. Finally, and this one is a big one, Palpatine's ultimate defeat was so disappointing, underwhelming, and anticlimactic. Bringing Palpatine back to life was a risky decision from the start, but having him possess a random Jedi as a last-ditch effort after being shot by Han in the back left a sour taste in my mouth and nearly ruins his entire storyline. I've decided to give Empire's End a 60%. Overall, it is easily the worst of the trilogy, which is such a shame because I think if Cam Kennedy was still involved and if Tom Veitch had 6 issues to work with, we could have gotten a worthwhile finale. So those are my thoughts on the Dark Empire trilogy. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for my next video where I will be starting the famous Thrawn trilogy. See ya.